Week 12 of the SFL continues this evening from the Seven Fires Temple. In Las Vegas, Nevada, the Sin City Samurai are playing host to the Pittsburgh River Hogs. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and with me in the booth tonight is none other than John Warren. And on stats, we've got Axel Raven and Tyler Falk. Along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine, you're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. John, I know you were expecting to work with Eric Vincent tonight, but, well, he called out sick, so you're stuck with me.
It's a good substitution. I'm all for it. And I'm all for seeing some really good running backs tonight on both of these teams. BB Blitz is leading the league in rushing touchdowns, which is super exciting. And, of course, the backfield, Robert Johnson, Logan Lee, Bill Cherry. What can't you say about this backfield? Really good runners in tonight's game. Sin City trying to win. They're winners of 5 of their last 7. They're trying to win another game here tonight. I'm excited to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, I think. You know, Pittsburgh currently at the bottom of the North Division, but at 3-6, they're not terribly far behind DC, who did win earlier this week. You know, now they're at 5-5, Lexington at 5-5, Queen City just with 6 wins above them. So still a lot of movement can happen in the North, and of course in the West Division, we've got Sin City here in the middle. So we'll see. We'll see how this one plays out tonight. Pittsburgh's going to start with the ball first as they run that one back out to the 25-yard line. And that's where we'll get started with Ace Fennick, the legendary quarterback. 10 seasons in the league, one-time All-Star. Previously with the Bossier City Steamers, comes over to Pittsburgh this season and leads up this offense. So currently this season, 7th in passing yards, almost 2,200 on the season. He'll probably eclipse that number tonight. And you'll get to see some running right off the bat, John, as BB Blitz takes the first carry of the ball game for 3 yards.
Yeah, it took a weird angle there, but BB Blitz is going to get a lot of carries. But Ace Fennick is 3rd in the league in attempts, so he's been slinging it all season. Some of that's because they've been down in some of these games, but I still expect a pretty balanced attack.
I formation on 2nd down. They'll go back down to the ground again. This one going to Mike Churchill. He'll pick up a gain of about 2 yards. Sets him up with a 3rd down and 5. We'll roll through the Pittsburgh offense. Ace Fennick at quarterback. You've seen Mike Churchill and BB Blitz at halfback. Keith Wheeler's the fullback. Devin Lloyd, Ziggy Ronick, Ben Harrison, and Mike Twinscrew are the wide receivers. Levy Lease, Tyler Gregory at tight end. And we'll get to the offensive line some other time. Fennick to throw on 3rd and 5. Goes about 20 yards downfield and connects for a 1st down, finding Ziggy Ronick right in the middle.
Yeah, Ronick is the target for Ace Fennick, leads the team in both receptions and receiving yards, as well as average. He could really just wreak havoc downfield. Took a shot there, but held on to the ball.
1st down and 10, just inside Sin City territory now. 3 receivers in an I formation. Fennick, short drop, quick pass. That one nearly picked off. Still could be. Bobbling it around and incomplete. Defense had their hands all over that one. And speaking of the defense, Gary Burney, Mike All, LL Volt, and Rose Steele on the defensive line. Mark Gronick, Gary Clement, Kevin Brackett at linebacker. Evan Lacey, Zachary Hamburger, Terrence Pearson, and Joshua Durer at corner. Kanye Rockefeller, J.J. Bailey, and Bo Martin Jr. at safety. 2nd and 10. Fennick, very short drop, quick pass that time. And Johnny's thrown his last couple into tight coverage. I don't know if he's just trying to get a quick pass out or what, but he's got to wait for these routes to develop.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's being super pressured, so he's just slinging these things way too liberally into traffic. Gary Clem, a couple plays ago, absolutely should have had an interception, but didn't come down with it.
4 receivers set here on 3rd down. Fennick, another quick pass, finds his target, Ronick, but once again, John, the routes just didn't develop. He fired a quick pass out, and you can't throw, when you have a 3rd and 10, you can't throw it only 5 yards and expect in this sort of traffic, you're going to get a 1st down.
No, it's kind of an odd call too, right? Ziggy Ronick in the middle. You expect him to go maybe a little bit further downfield, 3rd and 10. Maybe Twinscrew was on the outside, streaking, couldn't see it. But kind of an odd route, odd play call, odd placement, just kind of an odd drive to start the game.
Now that one comes to an end, and now Sin City will get their first crack at it, starting from their own 18-yard line. Scar Patterson out on the field on offense. He's joined by Robert Johnson and Logan Lee at halfback. You got Bill Cherry at fullback. Israel Adams, Al Dillapree Sr., Bob Long, and Shea Carroll are the wide receivers. Talon Steele, the tight end. We'll start off with a run, appeasing to John wanting to see a dynamic run game on both sides. So Robert Johnson gets the first carry. He picks up 5.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of both Robert Johnson and Logan Lee. These runners also take care of the ball. They haven't fumbled the ball yet this season, which is a super big part of their success.
On the other side, Pittsburgh with 4 fumbles on the season. Now that one only picks up a yard, brought down on the play by Dimitri Manzuma, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Manzuma loves to get back into the backfield to make tackles. That was basically just at the line of scrimmage, but he's got 18 tackles for loss in the season already.
Patterson to throw on 3rd down, finds his target. Talon Steele gets the catch, gets the big first down. And John, listen, when this team was the Canton Classics last season in the championship game, Talon Steele was absolutely tearing it up over the middle of the field with plays just like that. When you think you've got him in a 3rd and long situation, Talon Steele just wide open over the middle for a first.
Yeah, a great security blanket on a run-heavy team. Tight end is really the best friend the quarterback could ask for.
Patterson throws, finds another target open right between 3 defenders. This one going to Al Dillapree Sr. Speaking of vets, 11 seasons in the league, 6 of which have been with this franchise. Al Dillapree Sr.'s got 5 receiving touchdowns this season. That's top 10 in the league.
Yeah, and he is showing no signs of slowing down even after so many seasons in the league. And he continues to do things like that, absorb tremendous hits and holding on to the ball.
First down and 10 from the Pittsburgh 41. They'll go back down to the ground. And a relatively fresh-looking Robert Johnson picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite the first step that he may have used to, but he's still averaging 3.5 a carry. He's still a major contributor on this team with over 370 yards. He's still an outstanding runner.
2nd and 3, they'll go back down to the ground again. Logan Lee gets his 2nd carry of the ball game now. That one good for about 6 yards. First down, Sin City.
Yeah, and he's become the bell cow of this backfield. You'll get the lion's share, but as we've seen, it really is almost an even split between these 2 runners.
First down from the 27. 5.5 to go here in the first quarter. Johnson gets a little bottled up behind his offensive line. Will pick up a couple of yards. And, we talked about this West Division, Sin City right there in the middle. Yeah. It's a tough division. It's not quite as contentious as the South, where everybody's only about a game apart from their opponents. But
right.
They've got a tall hill to climb if they want to try to win the division. Both teams out in front of them with 7 wins apiece. Nice run here by Logan Lee. He'll pick up a first down, but they've got 2 of the powerhouse teams in the league, and the Washington Trident and the Vancouver Legion both out in front of them, a couple games ahead. They definitely need a win over Pittsburgh tonight if they want to try to keep in that hunt to potentially win the division.
Yeah, they need some help to win the division, and I don't know if they're going to get it. Vancouver and Washington both looking really strong, but I do think this is a playoff caliber team. I do think this is a team that could do some damage in the postseason.
Patterson to throw on first down, nearly picked off. That one went right into the hands of Todd Rigsby, and what better time to introduce the Pittsburgh Riverhog defense. Moss Booker, Brian Craven, Butch Menner, and Bubba Bruiser on the defensive line. Tommy Wellbrock Busey, Gino McFly, and Dimitri Manzuma at the outside linebacker position. Tom Krieg is the corner. Todd Rigsby, Corey Menner, and Kane Vasquez at safety. Pitch up to the top. That one's well defended. Good pursuit by the Riverhogs, as Dimitri Manzuma got there first, and then finishing up with Tommy Wellbrock Busey himself making the tackle. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, well, Brock Busey is the big tackler in this linebacking core, leads that group, and he's just really, really good at wrapping runners up, even if they're as talented as Logan Lee and Robert Johnson.
Patterson, ripped down to the turf and sacked.
Just kind of ran right into that one, to be honest. That's Butch Menor there. He was blocked. He got covered, but Scar Patterson with the run out on that bootleg just got wrapped up right there, and that's going to put an end to that touchdown campaign. Field goal attempt here coming up.
Otis Boudreau on for the field goal try. 37 yards from the left hash. Kick is on its way, curving from the left back to the right, and is good. 12-play, 80-yard drive, 60-yard drive, excuse me. Reading is difficult sometimes, John.
But it is fundamental, and also fundamental is having a good kicker who can deal with wind in your stadium. That was a awkward-looking kick off his foot, but he knew what he was doing. Curved back inside, was able to put 3 on the board and put Sin City up in front of their home crowd.
Otis Boudreau, Charles Franz, the kicker for Sin City. Perfect in his career.
Yeah, Boudreau on the other side, not as perfect, has missed a couple this season, but yeah, Franz he's 24 for 24 this season, which is really remarkable. Not a bad return here to put the River Hogs into a decent shape, starting the second drive past the 30.
Ace Fennick, 2 of 4 so far in this one. Both of those completions going to Ziggy Roenick. Only 1 run apiece so far from Mike Churchill and BB Blitz. We'll see if we can get a little bit more running action going.
Yeah, I would expect them to run it a bit more.
Fennick chucks this one down. BB Blitz gets the catch, picks up 6 yards, 2nd down and 4.
Run it or pass to the flat. I mean, it really is an extension of the running game, a little bit like old West Coast offense. Short passes are really the same as runs in terms of setting up the blocking schemes there on the outside. And BB Blitz has had some decent catches before that, but they really need to get him more involved in that game, I think.
Going back down to the ground now. Mike Churchill gets his 2nd carry of the ball game, picks up 2 yards, 3rd down, and manageable 2 coming up.
Yeah, it is a manageable 2, but this is an awkward down. You're way back in your own territory. Ace Fennick, they've got to convert here, maybe put some momentum back on their side on the road.
Gonna hand this one off, and well defended by the Samurai. Wrapped up behind the line to gain and getting the tackle for a loss. Mark Gronick, 4th down.
Gronick adds to his tackle for loss. He leads the team. That's his 12th on the season. And that's the kind of 3 and out the Sin City Samurai defense wants.
Punt is away. Drops down at about the 17-yard line and returned up to the 28. Decent return by Shea Carroll. 1st down and 10 for the Samurai.
Thought he was going to break that for a second, but still a pretty good return for Shea Carroll. Now Scar Patterson set up again. I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot in that last drive, that odd kind of bootleg right into the sack, a couple of miscues. Scar Patterson's got a chance to correct some of those mistakes.
High formation on 1st down. Patterson will throw. Another nice pass to the right. This time going off to the races is Ale Dillapree Sr. Is anyone going to catch him? No. Touchdown Samurai. 1 play for the score.
Wow. An immediate 72-yard strike. Don't even get Robert Johnson, Logan Lee involved. Just gets the release and some bad, the defenders ran right into each other. That's what gave Dillapree the separation he needed from that corner. Just awful breakdown there in the Riverhogs secondary that caused that separation. Dillapree taking every piece of advantage of that. Scar Patterson maybe saw that developing, and that 72-yard scamper puts Sin City up by 2 scores early.
It sure does. Extra point is up and good. One play, officially 71 yards. I don't know about that, John. I counted 72 as well. He's actually got a 74-yard long on the season, so he's been there, done that before. But a great play by L. Dillapree Sr. and the Sin City Samurai.
Yeah, adds to his touchdown total to bring him to 6 on the year. He is the target for Patterson. I mean, he's got some balance between Bob Lung and Israel Adams, but Dillapree really is the star receiver of this bunch.
That play by Al Dillapree Sr. is our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT. Sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. John, have you been over to breaksgpt.com or checked out their Facebook page?
You know what? I have checked out their Facebook page on the advice of the ads that I have seen on these very games. I was like, okay, very interesting. So
it is interesting.
Everyone should do the same.
They should. They should. I mean, you know, you could get Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
Totally.
All right. So Pittsburgh starting off on the ground and only getting back to the line of scrimmage. They've, you know, listen, I know you said you wanted to see their run game, and I sure do too. We haven't seen a ton out of it quite yet. Only 5 total rush attempts, but now they got to maybe pick the pace up a little bit. Down 10
I think
early.
I definitely think so too.
Fennec throws, and that'll help. Mike Twinscrew getting involved. They'll pick up 8 yards, setting them up with a 3rd and 2. They had 3rd and 2 last time and couldn't convert.
Yeah, it's definitely a good sign to get Twinscrew involved. We saw Ronick get involved early, and Ace Fennec is going to have to spread this ball around, I think, because they're going to have to start passing the ball a bit more. I know BB Blitz is great, but he's a little bit better, I think, in the red zone toward the end of drives than he is early.
Nice first down pickup there by Blitz, as he'll pick up about 3, entering the final minute of quarter number 1.
Yeah, he's good for those plays too. Obviously, you know, the narrative is you do the run to set up the pass. Sometimes it's the other way around. You might be able to get some things going in the passing game, open up some lanes in the run game with coverage is getting a little bit softer.
Run that one off to the right-hand side. Mike Churchill will only pick up 3. You know, they're picking up yards. They're picking up first downs, but that end zone has been elusive so far.
Yeah, it has. And, you know, the 3 and out didn't help. They've already got a first down on this drive, so it's going a little bit better for them.
Fennec throws that one complete. You got to know where you are on the field. Levy Lease, hashtag throw it to the tight end. I mean, I love the play, but Lease lost track of where he was on the sideline.
Yeah, Samurai actually put some pressure on Fennec, and he was able to get the ball away. You'd like to see Lease have a little bit more awareness, a little bit better balance to get back upfield, but nonetheless.
Final play of quarter number 1. Fennec throws, completes, gets the first down and a little bit more. Ziggy Ronick gets up to midfield. And don't look now, the Riverhogs are on a drive.
Yeah, big conversion here. Ronick with a nice catch. He's got 3 catches so far today. Broken tackle, gets past the 50-yard line.
1 quarter down, 3 to go. Here from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. 10-0. Sin City out in front. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, flying down the Las Vegas Strip, you name it, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Beautiful shot of the Las Vegas Strip on a beautiful night here in Vegas.
Most beautiful drone shots I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
You did them yourself.
I sure did. Didn't clip any wires or buildings or anything, so I was happy. Oh, you know who else is happy? The Sin City defense flying into the backfield, getting that sack. Gary Burney getting involved.
Ace Fennec wishes he had a drone to pluck him out behind the line of scrimmage and put him somewhere else, because
just lift him right out.
That was not good. Kind of a breakdown for that O-line. Gary Burney getting in there for another sack.
Empty backfield now on 2nd down and 13. They're going to hand this one off on a nice sweep. But that one goes absolutely nowhere. They'll actually mark it with a 1-yard gain, but Yeah, we've seen a couple of 3rd and 2s, John, but now a 3rd and 12, much more difficult to convert.
Yeah, that's big. And what I don't want to see is a Ronick comeback route in the middle of the field after 5 yards. I want to see him go 10, 15 yards downfield, see if they can make something happen.
Yeah, Fennec needs to hold on to it. No, man, a little bit less time than that, though. Sacked again.
Oh.
Second sack on the same drive. Sent the corner on a blitz, it looks like, getting into the backfield and getting that sack.
Yeah, that looked like the nickel or dime corner there. Actually was picked up, but regained his balance. Fennec just held onto the ball way too long. I don't know if just nothing developed downfield, but sending that pressure, you'd expect something to open up. Nothing did, and now they got to punt it one more time.
So 3 drives for Pittsburgh so far, all ending in punts. They started off with a 7-play drive. Well, let's see how far this punt goes. 7-play drive, only going 30 yards, and then they had a quick 3 and out, only gaining 7 yards. That one had double-digit plays, John. 10 plays, but only went 19 yards, if I'm reading this right. I mean, 10 plays, and how do you even go? I'm not sure, but needless to say, another drive that ended in no points.
It's impressively futile, which is strange. Yeah, weird drives that the River Hogs are having tonight.
So Scar Patterson starts with a nice throw over the middle. And
another one to Dillapree.
They're just on fire here, yeah.
Yeah, another good pass to Dillapree here. He's over 100. He's over the century mark, well beyond that with that big pass earlier. And he's just, there's no answer for him right now for the River Hogs. They're just not covering him right. 103 yards on the day.
First down and 10. Bunch formation with 2 receivers up to the top. Patterson to throw. Oh, under pressure. Nearly got the sack, but instead they see a flag on the field and wow, face mask penalty. I thought that might be PI, but incidental face mask. I was hoping to get another look at that. I wanted to see if it was the hit on the quarterback. They may have ripped Scar Patterson down. Needless to say, free first down.
Yeah, they said Tom Cree grabbed a face mask. It was only the 5-yard variety, but still hurts the River Hogs for trying to get off the field and put their offense back.
So first down and 5. The old fabled 1st and 5, John. You don't see that all that often. Well, there you go. Now we have a 2nd and 7. That's more believable.
That's a little more common. Yeah, Dimitri Monzuma back there adding to his tackle for loss total there in the backfield, able to wrap him up immediately. And they definitely need more of that, but they also need to be aware of passing game. Dillapree has just been killing them all game.
Sure has. They're going to stick to the ground, though. And it's well defended. Wow, they actually spot him with a 5-yard gain on that one. I thought it was a little bit shorter than that, but 3rd and 2 nonetheless.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, totally makeable, especially with this backfield. Also got Bill Cherry back there that they'll use at various points.
Well, pitched that one and easily got that first down and a little bit more. Went down to Robert Johnson, picks up that first.
That's really tough. That split back formation and short yardage, unbelievably tough to guard because Robert Johnson could go one way, Logan Lee could go the other way. 2 dangerous runners, good offensive line. It's a really good play call.
Tackle on the play. After a pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5. I'm looking down at the chat, and Mojo McLean says there was a 1st and 2 in the Carolina-Atlanta game. So
that's fun.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a 1st and 2.
I don't think I have either.
I've seen a 1st and goal from the 2. It's not quite the same. 3rd and 3 coming up now. As we get our first look at the team stats, in Sin City not only dominating on the scoreboard, John, but also in every statistical category. Peek your eyes down there at the average yards per play. That's the big difference right now.
You're not going to win a football game with that discrepancy. It'd be very strange. So River Hogs are going to have to tighten things up on defense and get things going on offense.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Bill Cherry.
Wow.
Gets his number
on
called.
cue.
Yeah, does some power running right there. Gets a nice first down for the Samurai and keeps this drive going.
Yeah, that was really the formula for this team's success for the past few seasons. Really get the entire running back room, including Bill Cherry, involved. And it's awfully tough to stop when they start kind of getting downhill. And the longer the game goes, the more tired these defenses get. It's tougher to guard, tougher to tackle, tougher to get any sort of pressure on the quarterback when he does drop back to pass.
Jay Carroll in motion up to the slot at the top of the screen. Not targeted yet in this one. Stick to the ground, but that is well defended. Monzuma once again with a tackle. He's been all over the field so far. Johnny's got 5 tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss. He's been quite the defensive spotlight for the Riverhogs tonight.
Yeah, he's been the bright spot. Obviously, Busey had a nice tackle earlier, but Monzuma really is the star of this defense of late.
That tackle made 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. Brian Craven getting in on the action, getting a TFL of his own. He can't be just letting Monzuma outshine him or anything like that. So 3rd down and 10 now from the 21. Patterson looking, has time, fires deep and incomplete. Pass is broken up by Brock Busey, who's playing deep in coverage that time. He does a little of everything.
Yeah, he does. He's good at dropping back into coverage like that. And that was an impressive defensive stand. Busey does lead Brock Busey does lead this team in interceptions. So,
his first miss on his rookie career. Charles Franz wide right. I feel your pain on that one. Wide right, and the kick is no good. You know, we were talking about him being perfect earlier, John, and that's what they call the broadcaster's curse.
That is definitely the broadcaster's curse. We knew the Rook was probably going to miss at some point. Tough to do it in this situation, not coming away with any points on that drive. That's an impressive defensive stand for the Riverhogs. Maybe that's a momentum turner.
Well, they certainly would hope so, because speaking of drives coming away with no points, the Riverhogs have 3 to their credit so far, and now on their 4th drive of the game, they've got to try to make something of this, especially, like I mentioned, John, that last drive, 10 plays, but somehow netted a total of 19 yards. Their rushing yards actually went backwards. You know, you're not going to win that way. They got to get downfield here. So let's see what they're able to do. Now, nice run by BB Blitz. He'll pick up the first down after a nice power run. 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, it's not like this offense has been terrible this season. I mean, they've been able to move the ball. I mean, they're 6th in the league in passing yards coming into this week. So it's not like they have this kind of a tough time moving the ball against most of their opponents. But tonight it's just been really tough sledding against the Samurai defense.
Fennec, quick pass, nice catch, and another nice first down. Ziggy Roenick getting back into it. John, the SFL convention coming up in July. Rooms are going fast for that convention. Kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 13th. If you want to go, you need to book your room now and join the SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. Reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Fennec on a nice streak with 7 completed passes in a row. 8 of his last 10. Fennec under pressure throws, and the streak's broken. I'm going to stop saying things about streaks. It's not working out too well for me, John.
No, not so much today. But Evan Lacey in coverage there was able to knock that ball out. Just a really, really good defensive play by an all-time great player.
Evan Lacey with 41 tackles. 4 tackles for a loss, 5 pass deflections, 2 picks on the season so far, and add another one to his credit on that previous play. Twin screwed the intended target there. And John, this is what happened on their last drive. They would have, a couple of plays where they'd gain nothing, then they'd get just enough for a first down, then a couple more plays with nothing, and maybe a negative play. Let's see what they can do on this 3rd and 10. Bunch formation down to the bottom, single receiver up top. Fennec under center. Rolls out to the right, down towards the bunch, and absolutely leveled. Wow, Kevin Brackett having a little bit more of a quiet season than we're used to, but wasn't quiet on that one.
I love the aggressiveness from Brackett here. You could sense he was like, okay, maybe I got to put my hands up. Maybe no. I'm going to go for that Goldberg spear, just right there. Get him, double leg tackle, forget all of that. And that's going to cause a River Hogs punt one more time. Oof, the Samurai defense has been tough tonight.
Vital Lee getting quite the workout tonight for the River Hogs. Nice punt. And the team didn't get down there quite fast enough, John. They had a nice opportunity to pin him inside the 5, but let it roll into the end zone for the touchback. Sin City will take over at their own 20-yard line. It's funny you mentioned Goldberg. My late best friend, Matt Wilson, who some people have been around long enough to remember, he was a big fan of Goldberg. He's a big wrestling fan in general, and anytime he would see a tackle like that, you just hear him go, Goldberg. It's like, yep.
Yeah,
there it is.
There's a reason his spear looked better. He knew how to tackle, and that's exactly what it looked like. So
sure did.
It's a good reference.
Brought back some memories when you brought up Goldberg. So Logan Lee, he'll pick up 3 yards, 3rd down and 3 as we approach the 2-minute warning, which we will hit right about now. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of this one. Sin City out in front 10-0, and they're in possession of the football, and I'm interested to see what they do on this 2-minute drill here, John. They're all the way back at their own 27, but they've got all 3 timeouts, and they've been looking good tonight.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna be a little bit conservative to try to get this first down, but then I bet they're gonna air it out, try to get Dillapree downfield. I bet this is a run though. Well, what do I know?
Yeah, nothing. Patterson.
Nothing.
Oh, you know what Patterson does? He almost throws a pick 6. Well, Brock Busey had his hands on that one, and there was nothing but green grass in front of him. And I guess you could forget that 2-minute drill for Sin City, John, because they're going to punt this one back.
Yeah, TWB absolutely erased that. He wanted that pick 6. He's going to absolutely kick himself in the film room tomorrow.
Yeah,
he could have had his 4th pick and his first pick 6 of the season. So that would have been huge. But instead, now the River Hogs have a chance to get something going. Twinscrew and Ronick are two explosive receivers. I mean, we really could see some explosiveness here if Finnick is actually willing to take some of these chances. But we'll see how aggressive they are right before the end of the half.
Yeah, he's only averaging 5.7 yards per pass attempt right now.
Not great.
No, it's terribly low. I mean, there's no way to even sugarcoat that. He's got to get some passes down the field. Now they're gonna do the same sort of thing that you thought Sin City might do and play it a little bit conservative at first. BB Blitz goes nowhere. Longest pass on the day for Pittsburgh is 20 yards. He had a 20-yarder to Ziggy Ronick, but other than that, I mean, I'll put it this way. Like, the shortest pass, I think, from Sin City is 20 yards. It was the one to Talon Steele. So, you know, they've got to get something going. Yeah, I understand wanting to be somewhat conservative. You don't want to give it right back to Sin City, but you also want to score. So, all right, Fennick getting it out to Twinscrew. Can he get the first, though? No. He'll be tackled 2 yards shy of the line to gain. We'll see what they do if they're able to convert this 3rd down.
When you dink and dunk like this, you're kind of putting it on your receivers to do these kind of individual contributions, these individual heroics to get loose. And against a professional defense like this, it's like that's a really tall order. So they've got to start drawing up some. Oh boy, this is spotted at 4th and inches.
I thought
no way they're going to go for this. I thought he did too. We'll see if the upstairs takes it out to look at it, but it doesn't look like they will.
It's not looking it. No. There's Vital Lee, player of the game so far for Pittsburgh.
You're right.
Come on, man.
I mean, she you know what? She leads the league in punting average. Great.
Yeah.
Best punter in the game. There we go. Adds to it. Yeah, kind of disappointing into this half with both teams kind of calling, I don't know, questionable plays, in my opinion. I hope they get a little bit more aggressive on the other side of this half, but I expect them to just run this ball and go into the half.
Yeah, I would agree. Now it's back to their own 27. They do still have all 3 timeouts. 21 seconds to go. I don't expect a whole lot here. Just a little run, a little holding.
Hold.
Yep. Yes, sir. We haven't had one of those yet.
Oh boy.
Oh, you know what? Worse. Clipping. Illegal block in the back.
That's a 15-yard varietal.
Sure is.
That's tough.
Well, we've had a 1st and 5. We've heard about a 1st and 2 in another game. Well, how about 1st and 23?
That might be a new one for me too.
Oh, yeah, totally unnecessary block.
Yep.
Brian Craven there it is, 1st and 23. So it's a weird game so far.
Weird game. We had really just one explosive play.
That's it.
Al Dillapree. Otherwise, it's just been really tough sledding for both offenses, really.
Ball is handed off. Likely one final time, tackled by Corey Benner. In the final moments of the semi-uneventful first half.
Yeah, that's putting it very, very politely. I appreciate your professionalism.
10-0 after 2 quarters of play. We'll head to halftime and look at the halftime stats and some snapshots from the half. We'll see what Pittsburgh can do on the other side. Can they catch back up to Sin City, or is Sin City just going to run away with this one? John, your thoughts on the first half so far?
Yeah, I mean, the River Hogs, really, they're on the road. They've got to put some wins together to have a hope of making something happen in terms of a playoff appearance. And they're not calling this game like they've got to win it. They're not calling it with any sort of aggression or imagination. This has been a real lack of interest. They're trying to be too safe, I think. So, on the flip side, Sin City's been looking really good on defense. I mean, they have shut down a lot of what Ace Finnick has wanted to do, but they haven't gotten really much going on the offensive side of the ball, aside from that one big strike to Al Dillapree, he was averaging almost 35 yards a catch. So we'll see if both teams kind of dial up the aggression and imagination in the second half. I hope so.
Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you a shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our website, brakesgpt.com. So Sin City will get the ball to start the second half. They'll start at their own 28-yard line. Scar Patterson in the first half. John, he only had to throw 7 passes, completed 4 of them, and he's got 123 yards.
Yeah, listen, I mean, he's having an outstanding day, technically. They haven't had to ask a lot of him. He had that big strike to Dillapree, and otherwise it's been kind of just running the ball and getting kind of close to field goal range and either making one or missing one. I mean, it's just been kind of an uneventful day at the office so far.
Pitch up top, getting down to that running game, which hasn't really been too stellar for either of these teams. In your intro, you talked about the powerhouse rushing attacks by.
Yeah, I might as well just say nothing in my intro. So,
what else do you want to bring up that cannot happen?
You know what? I hope we have a terrible game and nothing happens. That's what I should start to say.
Yeah. Well, there you almost had a pick. Well, that would have been exciting. Tom Creed.
That would have been exciting.
Yeah, he got in the way of the ball, but they're down an 8. So listen, Pittsburgh needs this to be a quick 3 and out. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here on this 3rd and long.
Yeah, they need to really put their stamp on the early part of the second half and get some momentum going their way.
Patterson throws over the middle, and there it is. I mentioned that earlier on, John. And
yeah, you did.
Count comes right back to haunt Pittsburgh again. 3rd and long. You think you finally got him stopped? Nah, there's tail and steel wide open.
Yeah, that started with that offensive line of the Samurai picking up the extra man on that attack. So that really, when you see a linebacker blitz through the middle, you usually know that the tight end is probably going to be open, and that's exactly what happened.
Down to the ground, breaking 1 tackle and not breaking the second. Logan Lee picks up 2. Brought down on the play by Kane Vasquez, 2nd and 8.
I'm not sure we've even called Kane Vasquez's number, but he leads his team in tackles. Just an outstanding safety, has been for a long time. Expect him to have a big second half.
Patterson finds another wide open target. The zone defense not really working right now for Pittsburgh as Shea Carroll gets his first catch of the ball game, and it was an easy one. That looked like just a backyard dad throwing to his son.
Yeah, that was really, really easy. Pittsburgh has not been great against the pass all seasons because this secondary is really not all that deep. The safety room is stacked, but these corners behind Tom Krieg, not a ton of help behind him. So it is a tough unit for the Riverhogs to get a lot of success going.
Yeah, it sure is. Sometimes the disparity in some of the talent levels really shines big sometimes, especially when you have receivers like Al Dillapree and Shea Carroll. Talon Steele we've seen a few times. We haven't even mentioned Bob Long. He's had some really big games last season as well, and quiet night so far, but you never know when he might pop off. Speaking of popping off, there's Logan Lee picking up a big chunky yards. I think that was about 12 or so. I'll let Tyler Falk be the judge of how far that actually was, but 41 yards on 7 carries so far.
And I don't know how many times, I'm almost ready to call that the Logan Lee special of getting hit at the line of scrimmage, making a tackler miss, and then putting his foot down, getting upfield super fast off that broken tackle. Just really one of his trademark moves. I've seen it a million times in these games. Just a great runner.
Short run up the middle this time for Robert Johnson. 2nd down and 5. You're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on VFN, we'll feature the SFL from tonight through Monday, and the SFLM playoffs on Wednesday, and UFL on Thursday. It's another week of nonstop football action right here on the Virtual Football Network. Logan Lee picks up another first down. That seems to be his MO this evening.
Yeah, he's picking up first downs pretty easily on this drive, and this is kind of balance that we really kind of expect from Sin City. Once that passing game kind of gets going, it's a lot easier to run the ball. Like I mentioned, easier to run the ball when it gets later in the game too. So this is where these runners make their hay.
It's just wild. I mean, Robert Johnson just ran 6 yards. Well, it was about 5 yards before he even got hit. Then finally gets hit by somebody, falls forward for another yard. Easy 2nd and 4 after, I should say easy 6-yard pickup. Now it's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, technically they could get a first down without scoring, but this is as close as you get to a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Robert Johnson says, I'm just going to go ahead and score. Touchdown for the Samurai.
Wow.
Into a very colorful end zone. And Sin City absolutely running away with it.
Yeah, wow, you're being really polite tonight. Colorful end zone is right. That was just an easy pitch out to the outside. Again, that's just something we've seen a million times. Robert Johnson scampering into the end zone off of broken tackle. That is not the start you wanted as a Pittsburgh Riverhog fan. Cincinnati just marching right down the field. That looked very easy.
How long do you think it took the field crew to paint that end zone?
I don't know. But I hope
it's detailed.
But you know what? I hope they were paid well. I hope it is very detailed.
Yeah,
it is very detailed. I like it.
It's like, they get Pablo Picasso out there to paint that thing. Like that is some fine work. Although Picasso, I guess, was always known for like his abstract art, wasn't he? Like really like weird stuff.
Yeah, he was pretty abstract, modern.
I don't know. Michelangelo, he did detailed stuff, right? Didn't he do the Sistine Chapel?
He did do the Sistine Chapel. Yeah. I would love to see Michelangelo's interpretation of the Sin City kind of motif. Telling him about a samurai would probably make his head explode. It's like, what? What is? Oh, let me get in here. What is that? That's
Is that what he sounded like?
He sounded like Mario. So, yeah.
It's me, Michelangelo.
It's me.
Fennec completes a pass to Mike Twin Screw. 17-0. Pittsburgh's got to do something here, John. It's just looking at their drive summary again. I mean, they had two drives in the first quarter. That was it. One went 7 plays, 30 yards. The other one was a 3-and-out. In the second quarter, they managed 3 drives. But I guess kudos to them for not throwing any interceptions. But every drive they've had has ended in a punt. Oh
yeah,
Ziggy Roenick wide open,
dropped it. That's the kind of thing that Ace Finnick really doesn't need. I was going to say they need to get silly with it. They just need to start airing this thing out. Ace Finnick leads, is close to the lead of pass attempts this season so far, 3rd coming into this week. And this is kind of why they get behind and then they need to sling it, and that's what has to happen here.
Fennec. Quick one over the middle. Twin Screw won't let him down. 3rd down and 1. And Talon Steele in the chat says, we use Bob Ross's nephew. You can almost see the happy trees. All right. Let's see if Pittsburgh gets closer to the end zone. We'll get a better look at it. I want to see these happy trees.
I do too.
I wonder what his nephew's name is. And is his last name Ross? These are the questions I have. A first down is allegedly picked up. BB Blitz looks, they're moving the chains.
They move the chains. We'll see if they challenge it, but that was awfully close.
It looks like Sin City's going to throw him a bone and not throw the challenge flag. Throwing bones instead of flags. Fennec hands this one off. Quick handoff to Mike Churchill, and we've got an update from Albuquerque. Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios.
It's been a weekend of upsets, guys, and Chicago's trying their best. Fullback Dean Jackson out of the backfield scores a touchdown. Albuquerque's a perfect 11-0 in their home stadium in their SFL tenure, but Chicago is right there with them. 10-7 late in the second. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Chicago known for pulling upsets every once in a while. Late in the season, last season, they pulled a pretty big upset over Minnesota, which hurt the Legends' playoff standings just enough to cause some trouble for them late on in the final push towards the championship.
Yeah, those spoiler teams are awfully fun to watch, especially later in the season like this. We got to keep an eye on that game.
Fennec up top, throws it right to the Samurai, picked off. Bo Martin Jr. getting the pick and getting all the way down to the Pittsburgh 43-yard line. So finally a drive that doesn't end in a punt, John, but that's not what they wanted.
I said Pittsburgh need to get silly with it. I didn't mean that way. Bo Martin Jr. just really picking up that coverage, saw where Finnick was going, decided to jump back into that route. It was well covered, but probably would have been a catch if he hadn't have done that. But smart, really, really smart play to swing the momentum once again in Sin City's favor. And boy, that return was also really impressive. He was smelling end zone.
Yeah, he was just tiptoeing down the sideline, but in a full sprint. So kudos for him staying in bounds as long as he did. So first down and 10 for Patterson. And the Samurais, they'll go right back down to the ground and easily pick up another 11 yards. Robert Johnson, now somebody got injured. Well, see, things go from bad to worse. Kane Vasquez, you mentioned we didn't call his number. Well, here we are calling his injury. This is basically all your fault.
Terrible.
I'm just saying.
It is. It sure would be a shame if I won the Powerball lottery tonight. I don't want to do that.
You definitely think of the pressure.
I don't need $431 million.
No, you'd have to find attorneys and
I don't want that.
Financial advisors and that. You'd have me asking you for money. That'd be weird.
That'd be weird. But Kane Vasquez is the last player the Riverhogs needed to lose. He's really kind of the leader of this team and also just a great skilled tackler. And they're going to need tacklers because we're starting to see Robert Johnson, Logan Lee picking up extra yards, an extra 4, extra 5. Kind of just getting these tacklers off balance and getting that extra yards like that.
Yeah, he's just rumbling down the field, and like you said, it doesn't help with Kane Vasquez injured, and it's actually the second week in a row that Kane Vasquez has been injured for the Pittsburgh Riverhogs. So, they gotta use some extra super glue when they try to repair him this week.
Yeah, they do. He's just not someone that needs to miss time for this defense. This defense has struggled at times, and he's really one of the spiritual and skill leaders on that. So hopefully he can get back into the game. We'll keep an eye on it.
First down and 10 right from the edge of the red zone. They'll go back down to the ground, but another flag. We'll see. Is it holding? Is it clipping? Or
this is coming back
wrong again? And it looks like another personal foul. Clipping once again. We'll see who the guilty party is this time, and none other than number 58 for the Samurai.
Come on, 58.
Andy Eby.
Eby.
Yeah, he's known for his shenanigans. I don't know if he is or not. I'm totally throwing him under the bus. First down and 25 as we add to our collection of random first down yardages. Quads look for the Samurai. They'll pitch this one down to the bottom, and Robert Johnson says, I'm going to try to pick the whole thing back up all at once, but only gains about half. Got a little bit more information on the end zone painter. It's actually Steve Ross. He is a painter and Ross certified instructor who occasionally appeared on The Joy of Painting. And now he paints end zones for the Sin City Samurai here in Vegas. That's an interesting career move.
Mike, is that a bit or are you serious? Is that real? Because I'm fully buying this right now.
I don't know. I'm just going by what Talon's still saying in the chat. Patterson going end zone, and it's all the way in. Touchdown, Samurai, right on Steve Ross's landscape there. His canvas, if you will.
Al Dillapree, more like happy little Dillatree. You know what? I'm going to work on it. Trying to get Bob Ross involved. Yeah, it had potential. Just another big touchdown. 27 yards officially, and that is going to put Sin City up by technically 3 scores still, but this feels awfully tough for the Riverhogs to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, especially just unfortunately for them, the way that they've been playing so far, their offense has just not been able to even do a field goal attempt yet. I mean, they haven't been close enough. They've had to punt everything away, and then, of course, Ace Fennick throwing an interception on that last play. A little bit of more information from Talon Steele now about just how they got Steve Ross. Steve has some gambling issues, so they got him on a discount, and apparently also are I don't know, really, they're not helping him by supporting his gambling issue. I mean, to say, oh, you've got gambling problems? Come work for the team in Vegas. You'll be fine. Just work here forever for free.
They pay him in chips, which doesn't help,
Yeah, he'll just paint happy little samurais in the end zone for, I don't know, seasons to come. All right, let's see if Pittsburgh can do something. Got to get something going here. They had a decent drive going. It was 7 plays, 28 yards before they threw that pick. Fennick under pressure gets that one out. Quick pass to Ronick. Picks up 8, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get Ronick and Twin Screw, these 6, 7, 8 yard passes and can do that consistently, you might be able to put something together here. But I think they really need to score before the end of this quarter. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough.
PB Blitz gets just enough to pick up the first down. Joshua Dorr now getting in on this Steve Ross stuff. He says it's only a gambling issue if you lose and can't work for us. So what if the mob comes and gets him because he can't pay his debts?
This
Why
is
would
a
he not
rich,
be able? Yeah.
This is a rich fiction we're painting here, which I really appreciate.
Listen, it's all about the storylines and
Yeah.
whether they're real or fake, apparently. Churchill with a loss of 1 that time. Well, listen, when it's 24-0, you start to find something else to chat about. And listen, I mean, at least we're talking about the field, at least, So because it takes a week to paint the end zone, so we keep him busy and working to help prevent him in the casinos. It's a win-win for both parties. So they are helping him. That one's swatted away. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. That way he still gets to be around all the lights and excitement of Las Vegas, but he's too busy painting the end zone because it literally takes the entire week to get that much intricate detail into each end zone design. So, yeah, no, it's all adding up now. You call it fiction. I'm starting to think this is real.
No, this totally checks out.
3rd and 11. Fennick rolls up top towards the bunch. It's fumbled and picked up by the big fella, Taylor Menor. Sorry, not a fella, but picked up by the O-lineman. 4th and 20 after a loss of 9.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Fennick getting absolutely crushed here.
That may have been a forward pass, but I'm not sure that it even matters.
I'm not sure it matters either. It's also the end of the quarter.
It is 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes to go here from the City of Sin, Las Vegas, Nevada. The Samurai out in front, 24-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He's John Warren. We've got Tyler Falk and Axel Raven with us on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer at SFL HQ. Chicago and Albuquerque doing battle. Also on the Virtual Football Network. Hopefully we'll get another update on that game, and hopefully Chicago is up 50-14. That would be my goal. Not that I would be cheering for one team or another, but John, I'm not calling that game, so I don't have any problem saying it.
Yeah, you're just like Tom Brady. There's a Raiders game happening somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't have to. It's like I'm not calling the game. It's fine.
You don't got to be impartial if you're not calling it. So go Warriors. 1st down and 10 for the Samurai from the 41-yard line. Patterson rolls out right, throws up top, complete, and fumbling and picked up by Pittsburgh. Oh, could that be a momentum shift? I hope so. Well, Busey gets the ball.
What a weird play here. Okay, I mean, I think that's a catch. I don't even think it matters. I think that ball went right into the arms of the Riverhog player. I thought for a second it might have hit the ground, but it didn't even matter if he had possession or not. That was just a ridiculous play and something that the Riverhogs have not had all game. So this might be a big shift.
Ace Fennick, 12 of 19 with a pick so far. Blitz picked up. Wow, great play by that O-line. And the pass is complete over the middle to Ziggy Roenick once again, moving the sticks for the Riverhogs.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Ace Fennick to sense the pressure, still hang in there, get the ball out on time to Roenick, who has been the really only bright spot for this receiving core so far this game.
Fennick with another short drop, checks that one down over the middle to Blitz. He'll pick up 5. Tuna in the chat says challenge that, wanted to challenge that fumble, but to your point, John, I think you were 100% right.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered.
Yeah, it was kind of that, the quote unquote bang bang play where, did he get 2 feet? Who knows? The ball never hit the ground. So, whether the only thing the challenge would end up determining is whether the statistician rules it as a interception or a fumble recovery, and that is it. It would be a turnover either way.
It'd be amazing if there was just a coach that was like a stickler for statistics and rules.
You ruled it wrong.
Gotta get it right.
Stats matter. 1st and 10 from the 27. I think right now they're just concerned about getting points. Roenick going to try to get those points and does. The O is gone from the scoreboard. Pittsburgh in the end zone. Touchdown, Riverhogs.
Okay, I mean, that's what you want to see, right? I mean, that's what you want to see after a big turnover. Get that team energized. Roenick is really, again, one of the only really bright spots for this team so far, and just able to get there in the middle of the field, missed tackle, touchdown, really impressive, quick drive. And that's the kind of drive they needed, a really quick one. Now they've got 8.5 minutes left in the game. I still would probably go for 2 here. They're not. That's fine. I'm not a coach. But this is still an interesting turn of events. I think they're back in this game to some degree.
To some degree, indeed. I mean, it is still a 3-score game, but to your point, you know, listen, it's still a tall, super tall task. As tall as the fake Eiffel Tower on the Las Vegas Strip, in fact. But if they had gone for 2, then it would have technically been a 2-score game at 16 points difference. But they would have had to get yet another touchdown, another 2-point conversion, and then another touchdown and 2-point conversion, all without Sin City scoring. Meanwhile, what, is this another clipping on Sin City?
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board in terms of rules here. That's 3 clipping calls on Sin City. By the way, please do not speak ill of the Paris Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, I don't think I did speak ill. I just said it was. So it's tall.
It is the most impressive structure. I'm just kidding. It's a total facsimile of the Eiffel Tower. It's really weird.
I was really starting to wonder.
There.
I'm like, are you really that excited about this fake Eiffel Tower?
I'm not. I've been up there a couple of times. It is what it is. The real one's cooler.
Have you been to the real one?
I have.
Oh, nice.
I have. Yeah. Been a while, but yeah.
I've not been to Europe yet. I'm not too much of a world traveler. I've been to Canada, but that doesn't count. It's like an hour drive from where I grew up. And been to Mexico once, so I guess that kind of counts. But I've never left North America, so there's still time. But for right now, we're actually supposed to be working. Patterson.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he throws over the middle. Talon Steele gets another one.
He's having a nice game. I mean, it's kind of quiet, next to Al Dillapree, who's been so explosive, but that's 73 yards on the day for Talon Steele. That's a really good day at the office for a tight end.
We saw an updated look at the team stats. Everything's still heavily in Sin City's favor, and of course, on the move yet again with the arm of Scar Patterson and the arms of Talon Steele getting those catches. Patterson rolls out down to the bottom, throws over the middle. It doesn't even matter that it's double coverage, Sean. He's just like, you know what? I'm just going to chuck it to either Dillapree or Steele. One of them will catch something.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't feel like an incredible day for Scar Patterson, but it is. 230 yards, 66% of his passes completed, 2 touchdowns. Almost a perfect QBR. I mean, he's having a wonderful day, and just passes like that are part of why.
It's efficient. It's clean. I mean, as an offensive coordinator, I can tell you that's all I ever want out of Jordan Sipe. I don't really want him to throw more than 20 times in a game, and Patterson's at 15 attempts right now, but with 15 pass attempts, 10 completions, you're at just under 67% completion percentage, and then to your point, just shy of a perfect QBR. I've sold. I'll take that every night. Running game doing decent. Nothing flashy, but
No.
Robert Johnson averaging 4 yards a carry. Logan Lee averaging 4.8. They've got 30 rushing attempts now on the ground for 128 yards, just about. You really can't complain. The offense. It's not flashy, but it's efficient, other than that 71-yarder to Al Dillapree, which seems so long ago now. It's been a really good look from Sin City. See if they can convert this 3rd and 5. Patterson over the middle. Why not? There he is, Al Dillapree Sr., first down inside the red zone.
Easy pitch and catch. He does this nifty little pirouette at the end, too, to get away from a would-be tackler. Let's see how this develops. You can see it up the. Oh, that's a really. Okay. I see what happened there. 2 receivers really close to each other. They break away. Scar Patterson just goes to the receiver with the better look, and that was going to be Al Dillapree on that play, setting up nicely within the red zone.
First down and 10 from the 16. Go back down to Robert Johnson, who gets bottled right up at the line. We want the SFL to reach more people. Do you? The best way to do that is for Robert Johnson to get hurt late in the game. The best way for you to do that is to smash that like button, leave a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can help us reach all the people who need more football in their lives. Thanks for all your support of the Virtual Football Network. And, Robert Johnson going down would normally be pretty big news, John, but midway through the fourth quarter, everything going Sin City's way, still up by 17 and in scoring range. I'm not sure that one's really going to hurt them too much.
It may not be a disaster, no, because they've still got Logan Lee, who's looking pretty good right there. Yep.
He picks up about 9 yards, 3rd and inches.
Yeah, Sin City's got this cool insurance policy, which is we just have a really stacked running back room and a great offensive line. So it's not great that Robert Johnson's injured. He's usually very good in the red zone and at goal to go distance. But 3rd and inches, less than 6 minutes to go in the game. Still liking where Sin City is, so that may not be a big deal.
There's Steve Ross's end zone coming into view. 3rd down and inches, and Patterson's going to run for the first down himself. 1st and goal from about the 3.
I like that play call. Scar Patterson just tucking and running, design run there, and they got the first down. And that is really, I think, what they needed. They can now just run the ball a couple times. If they score, great, but they'll be able to burn a ton of clock here if they don't.
Going to go down to Bill Cherry. It's been a while since we've mentioned his name. He had a nice big run earlier on in the first half. That one doesn't look like it went for anything. It's still spotted exactly where it was, like to the inch. He literally went nowhere. 2nd and goal. Receiver in motion, going from the top to the bottom. Joker's formation on the field. Patterson letting some time bleed off the clock, hands this one off and into the end zone for the touchdown, Logan Lee. And this one, John, is over.
Yeah, that probably dusts this. Logan Lee untouched into the end zone. That'll probably do it here. This crowd feels it too. They're super excited. Just really good block there by Bill Cherry to set that up. And this Sin City offense, this has been a well-rounded performance from them. Defense has been impressive too. This has been a weird first half, I would say, but the second half is just a kind of complete experience, well-rounded experience that you would want to see for a team probably playoff bound.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it looks like Sin City's going to advance to 6-4 on the season, and we've talked about their division a few times now out here in the West. They've got Washington at 7-2 out in front of them, and Vancouver, currently out in front of the division at 7-2. But there's still a lot of moving parts that are going to happen throughout these remaining couple of weeks that could shake up what happens in the West. Washington on a bye week this week, but Vancouver still yet to play. They have the Monday Night Spectacular game tomorrow night, going up against the Mexico City Aztecs, who are at 6-2. So that's going to be a tough game for both of those teams. And if Vancouver was to lose that one, fall to 3 losses, Sin City's got just a little bit better chance at potentially finding themselves out in front in the West. But, well, where was this all game?
Well, but this is where the attempts, those attempts from Ace Finnick are so high because they get in these situations where they have to pass late.
Yeah. And you have that. Oh, wow.
Oh, he's going to go.
He's gone. 30, 20, 10,
Rockefeller.
5. Touchdown, Kanye Rockefeller.
Ooh.
Pick 6. Just when you think, well, hey, do they have a shot? Nope. No, they don't. It's done. 2nd pick 6 on the season for Kanye Rockefeller, and he's had a few of them throughout his career. It's his 3rd pick 6, his 89th interception. He's had a storied 19-season career. 2nd in the league in pass deflections with 167. He's top 10 in interceptions on a career, and now his 3rd pick 6. And Sin City an extra point away from putting up 38 points in this one.
Yeah, big pick six from the only Kanye I care to hear from right now. That's an impressive play from a legendary player. I mean, that word gets thrown around a lot, but he is truly an active legend in this league and has been doing it for a long time. And that's just kind of a fun bit of icing on the cake here. This game was already put away, and now this crowd's just really loving how dominant this game has turned out to be.
With the current score line, 31-point margin of victory for Sin City. If the score is to hold over these last 4 minutes, that's actually not even their highest margin of victory so far this season, but it is the most amount of points that they've scored. Back in week 3, they had a 34-0 win over the Lexington Miners. That was previously the most amount of points they had put on the board. Now with 38, heck, if they were to score again, maybe another touchdown, and let's see, let me do some maths. That would get them 44 points. They'd be only a point and a half under the over-under all by themselves.
Whew. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much Finnick is having to throw this ball.
Well, he's gonna keep slinging
it.
If he's got any shot. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Pittsburgh doesn't have a shot in this one at this point. There's not enough time to even score all these touchdowns. But you play for pride. You don't want to just show that you've given up. I mean, you got to keep going. But that's where the stat line ends up getting really skewed sometimes. In a few different categories. It could make your pass defense look terrible if you're constantly playing ahead, and your opponent's constantly throwing the ball. But if you keep throwing picks, it makes your quarterback look like he's just pick prone when it actually just happens in these crazy 2-minute drill sequences like this. But Ace Fennick now 17 of 28 on the day, a little over 200 yards. He's got a touchdown pass, 2 picks. His QBR is 65. Meanwhile, Scar Patterson, he's actually made his quarterback rating better. It's now 151.0. So close to perfection.
It's a very good day at the office for Scar Patterson.
They should just throw a couple, instead of handing it off when they get the ball back, just throw some screen passes to make the completion percentage just a little higher. Devin Lloyd gets the first down. Ace Fennick's updated numbers on the screen. Trips down to the bottom. Fennick up top, overthrows his target. Clock stopped with 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Week 12 of the SFL Season 24 continues tomorrow with a Monday night spectacular doubleheader. We'll start in Mexico City with the Aztecs and the Legion, followed by Arizona and Minnesota in the nightcap. The action starts with Cam and Mike on SFL this week, recapping today's games at 7:15 Eastern, all right here on the Virtual Football Network. Pass is incomplete, but a flag on the play, and this flag-happy Sin City squad called for another penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's one dark spot I would put on this game, one little unhappy tree in the background for the Sin City Samurai, it would be these penalties. 3 clipping calls, totally avoidable pass interference there, a face mask earlier. It's just not been a clean game for the Samurai. So if they want to get deep into the playoffs, if they are able to make it there, that's something they got to clean up.
They got to learn how to bribe the refs like we do in Mexico City. It's all about who you pay off. That's not good advice, but we are in Las Vegas, so all sorts of bad advice in this city. Fennick under pressure again and ripped down. Doesn't even have time to dust himself off. Right back to the line. Fennick up top completes that one, breaking the tackle, getting inside the red zone and stepping out of bounds is Ziggy Roenick. He's had a busy night, John. He's almost on double-digit receptions now. Here's his updated numbers. 9 receptions
9
on 168 yards.
Yeah, 9 catches, 15 targets. It's been a busy day for Roenick. Earlier, he just was getting involved in these kind of odd, shorter route passes. These longer passes are really where he sings. And you wanted to maybe see a little bit more of this earlier in the game. I know it's quote unquote garbage time. I hate that term.
Yeah.
But this is where, he's making the most hay. And Twinscrew with a good catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Down to the 1 yard line. They'll hurry back to the line again. Fennick trying to find a short route. Finds one over the middle, but well defended and incomplete. Tried to get that one out to Levy Lease. The Sin City squad really is embracing this city moniker. I saw Talon Steele in the chat earlier say, this is why we're called Pick City down here. And then Bo Martin Jr. says, Sack City. And the team's called Pick one. You can't have three. You're either Sin City, Sack City, or Pick City. Pick one. Look at that beautiful end zone. Steve Ross. Touchdown for the Riverhogs. Nice catch by Roenick. He'll put some more points on the board. We have officially hit the have we hit the over?
Yeah.
I don't think we're. I think we're
not
2.5 points shy. We're close. We're close to hitting that over. Now we hit the over. I can't do math.
I was about to say we listen.
50. Yeah, we're at 52 points, right? 51.
Listen, long day. But yeah, we hit the over with that.
All right.
That's Roenick's second touchdown of the game. Really, again, the only bright spot. We're getting a bunch of guff in the chat in the production truck over our lack of math skills, but that's okay. Onside kick.
That's why we have them. They're here to do the math.
We don't do math. We just do the talking.
Yeah, we just talk about end zone.
We make stuff up about end zone art. We talk about Bill Goldberg. We try to catch up with what's going on the field, and then we also call those onside kicks recovered there by Sin City. So this is probably just going to be running the ball out unless they do what you recommended earlier. And
I think they should throw some screen passes for
Why
sure.
not?
Screen passes. Got to get that completion percentage up. He's at 68.8%. So close to a perfect QBR. Do it for Patterson. All right, fine. Hand it to Bill. Bo Martin in the chat says hashtag pick a Sin Sack City.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good.
Get that on a t-shirt. Or like, a canvas that Steve Ross can paint. Happy little trees. Happy little samurais. Just want to see happy little ninjas.
Steve Ross's Etsy store.
Yes. You can get your Steve Ross collectibles now at etsy.com/Steve Ross. 2 minutes to go in this one. Don't go to that link. I have no idea what's actually there. It could be bad. Sin City out in front, 38-14. And running away with this one. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Talon Steele says, convention shirt. Tagged Bo Martin. Yeah, see? Pick us in Sack City. It's coming to your
they passed the ball.
up now. I see that. See? That's what's up.
They listen to us. Oh my gosh.
They shouldn't. I mean, nobody should. Nobody should listen, but they did improve that completion percentage. Now over 70%. We're at 152.2 on the QBR. Come on, one more screen pass. We are definitely not supposed to cheer for one team or another, and I'm not. I'm cheering for Scar Patterson and perfection. Look at that, 8 of 10 in his last 10 pass attempts. There's his stats on the night, 12 of 18 now. All they need to do is one more. And they do the fullback dive. Pittsburgh will start burning their timeouts.
Yeah, within 2 minutes, I expect a few runs here, maybe a field goal attempt, but I think the passing is over for Scar Patterson tonight, who really had a tremendous game. Again, I say it's quiet. It's just because there was just kind of a weird flow to this game early on.
Yes.
But he just had a very, very impressive game. And led his team to a victory here. And don't look now. They're winners of 6 of the last 8. That's a lot of momentum heading into the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what you need. You start off the season with a couple of road losses. Finally, you get back home and absolutely blank Lexington in your home opener. You know, they lost to Washington in week 4, but you know that was a team that's currently 7-2. Granted, it was division opponent. They had 4 straight divisional opponents. As that first down will wrap things up here, we'll see the victory formation come out. So they had 4 straight games against their divisional opponents: Washington, Arizona, Vancouver, and then Los Angeles. And they were able to win 3 of those 4. When you mentioned they've won 5 of their last 7. 4 of those games were divisional games, and they won 3 of those. So they definitely have good standing here in the West Division, with their divisional record being 3-1. But they've already played both Vancouver and Washington. So if they have a shot at winning the division, they do have to win out. And unfortunately for them, Vancouver and Washington would both have to lose out, which is unlikely for both of those teams to win all of those games. Yeah. So, but Pittsburgh, they're going to fall to 3-7 on the season. Sin City will improve to 6-4. Next up for Pittsburgh and Sin City, both of them head into the bye week in week 13, but then they'll both return to the field of play in week 14. Pittsburgh will be back home in Pennsylvania. They'll be hosting the Fort Worth Toros on Friday, April 4th. And for Sin City, they'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina, facing the Carolina Skyhawks, who just clinched the East Division earlier on in this Week 12 slate. So coming up tomorrow, we've got a couple more games here in the SFL. We got this week in the SFL at 7:15 p.m. with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green, and then Vancouver visits Mexico City, south of the border. A pair of teams 7-2 and 6-2, looking to win their divisions. Cameron Irvine, Charles Doherty on the call, and then we've got at 10:30 p.m. the nightcap, Arizona at Minnesota. That one's going to be an interesting game. 5-4 Minnesota hosting the 4-4 Arizona Scorpions. Ethan Muslin, camera duty on the call. 000's on the clock here. 38-14 is your final. Sin City gets the win. John, your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Sin City just had this one really in control the entire time. Ace Finnick not really able to get much going for the River Hogs. On the flip side, Scar Patterson, again, had nearly a perfect day. We talked about it numerous times on the broadcast, but he's been wonderful, and it's really set up by that dynamic backfield. But Scar Patterson really put this team on his back today, alongside some strong performances on the defensive side of the ball. So really, all in all, big balanced performance here to put up 38 against Pittsburgh, and now they've got to just win 2 more games, and maybe they could make some moves head into the playoffs. As for the River Hogs, yeah, this seems like this might have ended their potential to sneak into the playoffs, but they've still got some bright spots that they can look at, like Ziggy Ronick really having a huge day through the air. So fun game, interesting game. Good to call it with you.
Yeah, it was a great one, John. Appreciate you being here for it. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Sin City gets the win, 38-14 for John Warren and Axel Raven, Tyler Falk, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit on every broadcast I do. I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, everybody. Have yourselves a great night.